If you enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I'm always creating new content, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. In the pursuit of a fulfilling and meaningful life, the wisdom of ancient philosophers continues to resonate with us. Among these profound thinkers, Epictetus, a Greek philosopher of the Stoic school, offers invaluable insights in his renowned work, The Art of Living. This book serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path to inner peace, resilience, and genuine happiness. The Art of Living is not just a philosophical treatise, it is a practical manual that invites readers on a journey of self-discovery and self-mastery. Epictetus lays out the principles of Stoic philosophy, which encourage individuals to focus on what they can control and cultivate a mindset that transcends the chaos of external circumstances. By embracing these teachings, readers can learn to navigate the challenges of life with grace, resilience, and unwavering tranquility. Throughout this book summary, we will delve into the essence of Epictetus' teachings, exploring key themes such as the dichotomy of control, the power of perception, the pursuit of virtue, the mastery of emotions, and the art of acceptance. By weaving together storytelling and philosophical wisdom, we aim to uncover the timeless relevance of Epictetus' teachings and their potential to transform our lives. Join us as we embark on a transformative journey through the pages of The Art of Living, allowing Epictetus' timeless wisdom to guide us towards a more fulfilled and meaningful existence. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Stoic Philosophy. Our journey into the art of living begins with the exploration of the foundational principles of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus lays the groundwork for a fulfilling life by introducing the concept of the dichotomy of control. Epictetus teaches us that there are two realms in life, things within our control and things outside our control. He asserts that true happiness lies in recognizing this distinction and focusing solely on what we can control: our thoughts, desires, and actions. The external world, including events, other people's actions, and circumstances, are beyond our control. By accepting this fundamental truth, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to control what is outside our sphere of influence. Instead, we direct our energy and attention towards shaping our inner world and cultivating virtues that lead to a virtuous life. Epictetus emphasizes that our power resides in our ability to choose our attitudes and responses to external events. He asserts that even in the face of adversity, we can maintain inner peace and tranquility by consciously choosing to react with equanimity and wisdom. This recognition of the dichotomy of control serves as the bedrock upon which Stoic philosophy is built. Furthermore, Epictetus reminds us that the pursuit of external possessions and external validation can be deceptive and fleeting sources of happiness. True fulfillment, according to Stoic philosophy, comes from aligning our desires and values with the natural order of the universe. By cultivating an inner state of contentment and focusing on what is within our control, we can navigate the ever-changing external world with grace and resilience. Epictetus teaches us that the foundation of Stoic philosophy lies in our ability to recognize and embrace this dichotomy of control, paving the way for a life of profound fulfillment and tranquility. As we conclude this chapter, we begin to understand that the key to living an artful life lies in recognizing and accepting the limits of our control and channeling our efforts towards cultivating inner virtues and aligning our desires with the natural order of the universe. In the following chapters, we will explore how these foundational principles manifest in various aspects of our lives, empowering us to navigate challenges, master our emotions, nurture relationships, and ultimately achieve eudaimonia, the flourishing of our true selves. Chapter 2: The Power of Perception. In the second chapter of The Art of Living, Epictetus delves into the profound influence of perception on our experience of the world. He emphasizes that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but rather our interpretations of those events. Thus, the key to finding tranquility lies in mastering our perceptions. Epictetus teaches us that our minds are powerful tools capable of shaping our reality. He invites us to examine our thoughts and beliefs, recognizing that they have the potential to color our experiences positively or negatively. By becoming aware of our thought patterns, we can challenge and reframe them to align with a more rational and objective perspective. The philosopher encourages us to practice cognitive reframing, to view events from alternative perspectives that are more in line with reason and virtue. This mental exercise empowers us to detach ourselves from emotional reactivity and instead respond with wisdom and equanimity. Epictetus highlights the importance of recognizing the difference between what is in our control, our thoughts, opinions, and interpretations, and what is not. While we may not have control over external circumstances, we have the power to choose how we perceive and interpret them. By consciously adopting a positive and rational mindset, we can find solace even in the midst of challenging situations. Furthermore, Epictetus reminds us that our perceptions are not fixed, they can be molded and refined through continuous practice. By cultivating self-awareness, challenging our biases, and embracing a more objective viewpoint, we can gradually transform our perceptions and create a more serene and harmonious inner world. Epictetus teaches us that our interpretations of events are influenced by our core beliefs and values. By aligning our perceptions with the principles of Stoic philosophy, such as focusing on what is within our control and accepting the impermanence of external circumstances, we can attain a more profound sense of peace and tranquility. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize the immense power that perception holds in shaping our experiences. By actively examining and reframing our interpretations, we can liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering and cultivate a mindset that allows us to face life's challenges with clarity and serenity. In the subsequent chapters, we will further explore how these principles of perception intertwine with other aspects of Stoic philosophy, leading us on a transformative journey towards wisdom and inner freedom. Chapter 3: The Art of Acceptance. In the third chapter of The Art of Living, Epictetus introduces us to the profound concept of acceptance. He teaches that true inner peace and contentment are found through embracing life as it unfolds, without resistance or attachment to specific outcomes. Epictetus emphasizes that there are aspects of life that are beyond our control, such as the actions of others, the natural course of events, and the unpredictability of the future. Instead of resisting or lamenting these uncontrollable factors, he encourages us to practice acceptance to align our desires and expectations with the natural order of the universe. Acceptance does not imply passivity or indifference, but rather a deep understanding of the limits of our control. Epictetus invites us to differentiate between what is within our power, the choices we make, our attitudes, and our responses, and what lies beyond our control. By directing our energy towards what we can influence and accepting what we cannot, we liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering and turmoil. Furthermore, Epictetus teaches us that our happiness should not be contingent upon external circumstances or the fulfillment of specific desires. Instead, he encourages us to cultivate an internal state of contentment and serenity that is independent of external factors. By practicing acceptance, we detach ourselves from the outcomes we desire and find fulfillment in the present moment. The philosopher reminds us that the nature of life is impermanent and ever-changing. By embracing this reality and surrendering our attachments to fixed outcomes, we become more adaptable and resilient in the face of adversity. We learn to flow with the rhythm of life, finding peace in the midst of uncertainty. Epictetus also highlights the importance of accepting ourselves as flawed human beings. Rather than striving for perfection, he encourages us to recognize our limitations and embrace our imperfections. Through self-acceptance, we can cultivate a compassionate and non-judgmental attitude towards ourselves and others, fostering deeper connections and nurturing healthier relationships. As we conclude this chapter, we understand that acceptance is an art, a continuous practice that requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to let go of our attachment to control. By embracing acceptance, we open ourselves to a profound sense of peace, resilience, and freedom. In the following chapters, we will explore how this art of acceptance intertwines with other facets of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards a life of wisdom and serenity. Chapter 4: The Practice of Virtue. In Chapter 4 of The Art of Living, Epictetus delves into the significance of virtue in leading a fulfilling life. He emphasizes that true happiness and flourishing come from cultivating moral excellence and aligning our actions with reason and virtue. Epictetus introduces us to the Stoic concept of virtue, which encompasses qualities such as justice, courage, wisdom, temperance, and compassion. He asserts that these virtues are within our control and can be nurtured through conscious effort and practice. The philosopher highlights that external circumstances may be beyond our control, but our character and moral choices are entirely within our power. By focusing on developing virtues, we become architects of our own happiness and find meaning in living a virtuous life. Epictetus encourages us to examine our actions and motivations, emphasizing the importance of aligning them with virtue. He reminds us that our decisions and behaviors are within our control, and we have the power to choose righteousness over vice, integrity over deceit, and kindness over cruelty. Moreover, Epictetus teaches us that practicing virtue requires consistency and discipline. It is not enough to simply understand the principles of virtue intellectually, we must embody them in our daily lives. By consciously aligning our actions with our values, we cultivate a sense of integrity and authenticity that contributes to our overall well-being. The philosopher acknowledges that the path to virtue is not always easy, as it may require sacrifice, self-discipline, and the willingness to confront our own shortcomings. However, he reassures us that the rewards of virtue are immeasurable: a deep sense of inner peace, self-respect, and harmony with the natural order of the universe. Epictetus reminds us that the practice of virtue is a lifelong journey, and we must remain committed to continuous self-improvement. He encourages us to reflect on our actions, seek wisdom from both successes and failures, and strive to become better versions of ourselves. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize that the practice of virtue is a fundamental aspect of Stoic philosophy. By cultivating moral excellence and aligning our actions with reason and virtue, we lay the groundwork for a life of fulfillment and integrity. In the following chapters, we will further explore how the practice of virtue intertwines with other aspects of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards wisdom, resilience, and a deep sense of purpose. Chapter 5: The Mastery of Emotions. In Chapter 5 of The Art of Living, Epictetus delves into the profound teachings of mastering our emotions. He emphasizes that our emotional state is within our control and that, by cultivating emotional resilience, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Epictetus teaches us that emotions are not inherent to external events, but are rather a result of our judgments and interpretations of those events. He emphasizes that it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but rather our reactions and emotional responses to them. The philosopher encourages us to examine our thoughts and beliefs that give rise to our emotions. By gaining awareness of our inner dialogue, we can challenge irrational and unhelpful thoughts, replacing them with rational and virtuous ones. Epictetus reminds us that we have the power to choose our emotional response to any given situation. Furthermore, Epictetus highlights the importance of recognizing the difference between what is within our control and what is not. While we cannot control external events or other people's actions, we can control how we interpret and respond to them. By directing our attention and focus towards what is within our control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, we gain a sense of agency over our emotional well-being. Epictetus teaches us that practicing emotional resilience requires the cultivation of virtues such as courage, temperance, and self-discipline. By embracing these virtues, we develop the strength to face adversity without being consumed by negative emotions. We learn to remain calm in the face of challenges and to respond to situations with wisdom and equanimity. Moreover, Epictetus reminds us that emotions such as anger, envy, and resentment are destructive and hinder our own well-being. He encourages us to cultivate positive emotions such as gratitude, compassion, and joy. By consciously choosing to cultivate positive emotions, we create a virtuous cycle that contributes to our overall happiness and fulfillment. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize that the mastery of emotions is a crucial aspect of Stoic philosophy. By becoming aware of our emotional responses, challenging unhelpful thoughts, and cultivating emotional resilience, we can navigate life's ups and downs with tranquility and wisdom. In the subsequent chapters, we will explore how the mastery of emotions intertwines with other facets of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards a life of inner peace and emotional well-being. Chapter 6: The Pursuit of Freedom. In Chapter 6 of The Art of Living, Epictetus explores the concept of freedom and its profound significance in our lives. He emphasizes that true freedom lies not in external circumstances but in emancipating ourselves from the chains of our own desires and attachments. Epictetus begins by challenging our conventional understanding of freedom. He asserts that we often equate freedom with the ability to control external events or have unlimited choices. However, he argues that true freedom is an internal state of mind and inner liberation from the desires, fears, and attachments that bind us. The philosopher teaches us that our desires and attachments to external outcomes can enslave us, leading to suffering and dissatisfaction. He encourages us to recognize that we have the power to free ourselves from these attachments by shifting our focus to what is within our control: the cultivation of virtue, the practice of reason, and the alignment of our desires with the natural order of the universe. Epictetus highlights the importance of letting go of our attachment to external outcomes and instead focusing on the development of our character and inner virtues. He teaches us that by prioritizing the pursuit of wisdom, self-discipline, and moral excellence, we attain a profound sense of freedom that transcends the limitations imposed by external circumstances. Furthermore, Epictetus reminds us that freedom also lies in our ability to choose our attitudes and responses to external events. While we may not have control over what happens to us, we have the power to choose how we interpret and respond to those events. By consciously choosing virtuous responses and embracing a mindset of acceptance, we liberate ourselves from the chains of reactivity and find inner freedom amidst life's challenges. Epictetus encourages us to examine our desires and attachments, questioning their true value and impact on our well-being. He teaches that true freedom comes from aligning our desires with the natural order of the universe and finding contentment in the present moment. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize that the pursuit of freedom is an internal journey, a liberation from our own desires, fears, and attachments. By focusing on what is within our control, practicing acceptance, and aligning our desires with virtue, we can experience a profound sense of inner freedom and fulfillment. In the subsequent chapters, we will explore how the pursuit of freedom intertwines with other facets of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards a life of authenticity, resilience, and profound liberation. Chapter 7: The Wisdom of Death. In Chapter 7 of The Art of Living, Epictetus confronts our fear of death and invites us to contemplate its wisdom. He encourages us to embrace mortality as a natural part of life and to use this contemplation as a means to gain a deeper appreciation for life itself. Epictetus begins by acknowledging that death is an inevitable aspect of human existence. He argues that our fear of death often stems from a misunderstanding or resistance to the natural order of life's cycles. By embracing death as an inherent part of life, we can shift our perspective and live with a greater sense of appreciation and purpose. The philosopher emphasizes that reflecting on death is not meant to evoke morbid thoughts or despair, but to remind us of the impermanence and preciousness of life. By recognizing the finiteness of our time on earth, we are inspired to live each day fully and to prioritize what truly matters. Epictetus teaches us that contemplating our mortality allows us to transcend trivial concerns and focus on the virtues and values that give our lives meaning. It reminds us to let go of petty grievances, to forgive, and to cherish our relationships. By embracing the inevitability of death, we are motivated to make the most of our limited time, savoring each moment and pursuing what brings us true fulfillment. Furthermore, Epictetus highlights that the fear of death can be a reflection of an attachment to external things, a fear of losing what we possess, or the desire for immortality. He reminds us that true fulfillment and inner peace come from nurturing our inner virtues, aligning our actions with reason and virtue, and living a life of integrity and purpose. Epictetus encourages us to view death not as an end, but as a natural part of the cycle of life. By contemplating death, we gain a deeper appreciation for the present moment, for the beauty that surrounds us, and for the opportunities to make a positive impact on the world. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize that contemplating the wisdom of death is not meant to invoke a sense of despair but to awaken us to the preciousness of life. By embracing our mortality and living each day with purpose and gratitude, we can experience a profound shift in perspective and find greater fulfillment in the time we have. In the subsequent chapters, we will further explore how the wisdom of death intertwines with other aspects of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards a life of wisdom, authenticity, and profound appreciation for the present moment. Chapter 8: The Art of Relationships. In Chapter 8 of The Art of Living, Epictetus explores the importance of nurturing healthy and meaningful relationships. He emphasizes the art of treating others with kindness, empathy, and respect, and guides us on cultivating fulfilling connections with those around us. Epictetus begins by highlighting the significance of recognizing the autonomy and individuality of others. He reminds us that each person has their own desires, motivations, and struggles. By acknowledging and accepting these differences, we can foster an environment of understanding and compassion in our relationships. The philosopher teaches us to approach relationships with humility and an understanding that we cannot control or change others. Instead, he encourages us to focus on our own actions and attitudes, striving to be virtuous individuals in our interactions. By embodying virtues such as kindness, patience, and generosity, we can create a positive and harmonious atmosphere in our relationships. Epictetus emphasizes that true fulfillment in relationships comes from accepting others as they are, rather than trying to change or manipulate them to fit our desires. He encourages us to practice patience, understanding, and forgiveness, recognizing that everyone has their own journey and struggles. Furthermore, Epictetus highlights the importance of effective communication in relationships. He teaches us to be mindful of our words, to listen attentively, and to express ourselves with clarity and honesty. By fostering open and authentic communication, we can build trust, resolve conflicts, and deepen our connections with others. Epictetus also reminds us that the quality of our relationships is influenced by our own character and integrity. By cultivating our inner virtues and striving to be the best versions of ourselves, we attract and nurture meaningful connections with others who share similar values. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize that the art of relationships is rooted in treating others with kindness, empathy, and respect. By practicing virtues in our interactions, accepting others as they are, and fostering open communication, we create a foundation for healthy and fulfilling connections. In the following chapters, we will explore how the art of relationships intertwines with other facets of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards deeper connections, personal growth, and a more harmonious social life. Chapter 9: The Practice of Gratitude. In Chapter 9 of The Art of Living, Epictetus guides us towards cultivating gratitude as a daily practice. He emphasizes the importance of appreciating the simple pleasures of life, recognizing the inherent beauty in the world, and expressing gratitude for the blessings we have. Epictetus teaches us that gratitude is a powerful mindset that allows us to shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what we already possess. By acknowledging and appreciating the abundance around us, we cultivate a positive outlook and a deeper sense of contentment. The philosopher encourages us to practice gratitude not only for the major accomplishments and joys in life, but also for the smaller, everyday experiences. By finding gratitude in the mundane and ordinary, we learn to derive joy from the simple moments and develop a heightened sense of appreciation for life itself. Epictetus emphasizes that gratitude is a choice, a conscious decision to shift our perspective and focus on the positives rather than dwelling on what is missing or imperfect. He encourages us to reflect on the many blessings we often take for granted, such as good health, supportive relationships, and the opportunities that come our way. Furthermore, Epictetus highlights that gratitude extends beyond our personal circumstances. He encourages us to express gratitude for the kindness and generosity of others, recognizing the interconnectedness of humanity and the ways in which we rely on one another. Practicing gratitude also fosters humility and a recognition of our place in the grand tapestry of life. Epictetus teaches us to view our achievements with a sense of humility, acknowledging the contributions of others and the role of external factors in our success. As we conclude this chapter, we recognize that the practice of gratitude is a transformative habit that enriches our lives and brings us closer to inner peace and fulfillment. By cultivating gratitude for the present moment, for the blessings we have, and for the interconnectedness of humanity, we deepen our appreciation for life's wonders. In the subsequent chapters, we will further explore how the practice of gratitude intertwines with other aspects of Stoic philosophy, guiding us towards a life of wisdom, contentment, and genuine happiness. Chapter 10: The Journey to Eudaimonia. In the final chapter of The Art of Living, Epictetus reveals the ultimate goal of Stoic philosophy: to achieve eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and well-being. He guides us on a transformative journey that integrates the principles and practices discussed throughout the book, leading us towards a life of profound fulfillment. Epictetus reminds us that eudaimonia is not found in external possessions, fame, or wealth. True flourishing comes from within, through the cultivation of virtues, the mastery of our thoughts and emotions, the practice of acceptance and gratitude, and the pursuit of wisdom. The philosopher teaches that eudaimonia is not a destination but a continuous journey, an ongoing process of growth, self-reflection, and self-improvement. It requires us to engage in a lifelong commitment to living in alignment with our core values and principles. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of self-discipline and self-mastery in our pursuit of eudaimonia. He teaches us to be aware of our thoughts, desires, and actions, and to continually examine them in light of reason and virtue. By cultivating self-awareness and practicing self-control, we gain greater agency over our lives and align ourselves with the path of genuine fulfillment. Furthermore, Epictetus encourages us to approach challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. He reminds us that adversity is an inherent part of life and that it is through facing and overcoming difficulties that we develop resilience, strength, and wisdom. Epictetus teaches us that eudaimonia is not a solitary endeavor, it is enhanced through our interactions and connections with others. He emphasizes the importance of nurturing meaningful relationships, practicing empathy, and treating others with kindness and respect. As we conclude our journey through the art of living, we come to understand that the pursuit of eudaimonia is a holistic integration of the principles and practices explored throughout the book. By embracing the dichotomy of control, mastering our perceptions and emotions, practicing acceptance and gratitude, cultivating virtues, and nurturing relationships, we embark on a transformative path towards a life of profound fulfillment and well-being. Epictetus reminds us that the journey to eudaimonia requires commitment, discipline, and a willingness to constantly learn and grow. It is a journey that unfolds throughout our lives, offering us the opportunity to experience a deep sense of purpose, joy, and inner peace. As we carry the wisdom of the art of living with us, let us embrace this journey and strive to live in accordance with the principles of Stoic philosophy, finding our own unique path to eudaimonia, a life of flourishing, wisdom, and profound fulfillment.